Okay, it should be working now. This is what, the 8th time I've tried this? So, today I would like to talk about some unsung heroes of World War II, specifically Corporal Leo Major. Now, I'm doing this because I think his story is phenomenal. What he was able to do by himself, and just the fact that he was able to do it at all, and the incredible bravery it would have taken. He didn't actually win the Victoria Cross for it, which is kind of surprising because he, I think, met all the criteria. Now, Leo Major was born in the state of Massachusetts, 1921, on January 23rd. I think he was born in New Bedford, Massachusetts, to be specific. So, he is a Canadian soldier because when he was very young, he moved to Montreal in Quebec and grew up there. Well, he moved there with his family. And when he was 19, he joined the Canadian Armed Forces. In 1944, he was shipped overseas to assault the beaches, Normandy. While he was there, his private and friend from basic training, same person, he was killed by German machine gunners. He was also wounded with a phosphorus grenade. Now, both of those things combined kind of pissed him off a little bit. More so his friend getting killed. But instead of evacuating to England because he was wounded, which is what he was supposed to do, he decided, nope, I'm still good. I can use one eye to aim a rifle. So he went out and took down 3 German machine gun nests by himself. That's okay. So that on its own is pretty impressive that he was able to do that. You know, throw a grenade here, one there, and one over there, and they're taken care of. And that's on top of having hundreds of other people shooting at you. Or being on a battlefield where any stray bullet could hit and kill you, or hit and wound you, but he was already wounded. Now, once the assault was over on the beaches, like I said, instead of being evacuated, he continued to the Dutch city Zwolle, I think is how you say it. I'm not entirely sure. I don't speak Dutch. Now, his job there was recon. He was supposed to go and see what kind of garrison the Germans had set up, and tell HQ what kind of reinforcements they would need to take the city back. He didn't do that. Not to say he disobeyed direct orders, but he went in there, a Thompson in one hand, and an MP40 in the other, a sack of grenades over his shoulder, and extra magazines for both. So, he went to the city. He shot at anything that looked, sounded like German, or even moved. Like, he was angry that his friend was dead, basically. So, he single-handedly besieged this city and won. Now, the reason he won this is because the Germans thought that the entire Canadian army was coming to invade this city. That's what they thought. So they were like, oh, yeah, let's leave. And after that was done, he said the hardest part of all of it was that he couldn't get the Dutch to come out of their hiding holes. I mean, eventually they did. But imagine being oppressed by the Nazis in Holland. That was brutal. Like, my grandfather or great-grandfather watched kids drop dead in the streets because of starvation. So, yeah, that life under Nazi rule was not a very good one. So you're under Nazi oppression. You're hearing explosions and gunshots every couple seconds. And then a little French-Canadian man walks over and he's like, no, it's okay, come out. Like I said, they did all eventually come out, and he liberated the city like that. And after World War II, he even went on to Korea to become a sniper because he only had one eye. And, you know, if you lose an eye and you're in the military, why not become a sniper? He then, after the Korean War, which he also survived, went back home to Montreal, where he lived out the rest of his life and died in 2008. So that's the story of, well, a brief summary of the story. I'm sure there's much more to it than that. There are rumors even that his back was broken while he was doing it, but I couldn't find any reliable sources of information, so I'm not sure how true that was. But just the fact that he was able to do all that because the Germans killed his friend is pretty impressive. Now, there are hundreds of other stories like this. Thane McDowell from Vimy Ridge. Corporal Leslie Allen from Australia in World War I. Those are just... Thomas Prince, also Canadian, from World War II in Anzio. The stories that go untold are just amazing. And you get movies like Saving Private Ryan, which is a great movie, or Hacksaw Ridge. I love that movie too. But Canada doesn't get a lot of appreciation for their war contributions. Which, whatever. We're not in it for the, we're not in it to get all the praise and stuff. It's, we're allies with these people, so we help them out. But I felt like more people should know his story, and the great bravery that he showed while he liberated that city by himself and took out the 3 machine gun nests. So that's, well, a brief story of Corporal Thane McDowell was the other guy. Corporal Leo Major from Massachusetts and Quebec, technically. Another Canadian that answered the call.